Welcome to the Trace Your Foot instructional video. First thing you're going to do is find something that you can trace onto. A nice manila file folder like this is perfect for what I use, but any clean sheet of paper will do. If you need to use 2 sheets of paper, one for each foot, that's great. I can fit my model here on one file folder, so that's very handy. Make sure that when you're getting your feet traced that you're standing nice and straight. Don't wiggle around, turn your head, or look around, because every time you turn your head, your foot will change shape. Make sure that your feet are somewhere about shoulder width apart, and you're standing nice and comfortably. The first line we're going to draw is the silhouette, showing me the exact outline of your foot. Using a ballpoint pen like this is the perfect tool, but remember that the pen is wider here in the stalk than it is at the point, so when measuring straight up and down, you'll need to give the pen just a slight angle to show where that pierced foot silhouette line is. So start out with that pen at a slight angle, and in a sketching motion, go all the way around the foot, just sketching where that outline is with that pen at just a slight angle. Going all the way around the foot, taking extra care around the heel and around the toes to not add too much extra length. Then I will take this little Lego block is perfect, some sort of a square edge that you can run around the foot and double check that your lines are actually straight up and down, and wherever this block touches the foot, it'll show you where that line is on the paper if it's done correctly. So if you see any place that needs to be adjusted, do that, darkening the line, and go all the way around the foot with your block to make sure that it's all correct. Again, paying special attention at the toes and at the heel. Then we're going to take our pen and hold it at a steeper angle and running it along the edge of the foot that actually touches the ground. So you're going to show me where the foot is making contact with the ground with the second tracing of holding that pen at a steep angle, as you can see there. Go all the way around the foot. There, you don't really need to go around this part of your toes, but if you'd like to, go right ahead just for the sake of it. So our 2 tracing lines are completed. Now we're going to take our pen and mark our measuring points. The first set of points will go directly over the widest point of the toes. Take your pen and make a mark on one side of the foot and then the other, right across directly from each other where the toes are their widest. The next mark we're going to make is at the ball of the foot, that widest section of your foot here. Take your pen and mark on both sides of the feet where the widest part of the foot is. And then your third mark is going to be about the same distance from the toes to the ball, so that ball widest part of your foot line is going to be right about in the middle. So there's your third set of measuring points, and again marking the same on both sides of the foot. And then we're going to take our tape, and you want to use a nice flexible tape like this one. You're going to measure to the nearest 1/16 of an inch. So the reason that we mark our points first is that we can measure from each point consistently, knowing that we're measuring from the same spot each time. So taking your tape measure over the top of the toes from the points that you marked on the paper already. And once you've checked that, gotten your measurement, do it again. Double and third check your measurements. If you measure wrong and send me measurements that weren't correct, I'm going to send you shoes that don't fit. So this first measurement here is 4 3/4. Now we're going to move back to the second set of marks here, measuring over the top of the foot again, and I will check that measurement 2 and 3 times, just making sure that I've got the right measurement coming from the exact same spot each time. This time we're 5 and 5/16. And then we'll move on to the third set of marks, measuring again over the top of the foot. Not pulling tight on the foot with the tape, of course, just nice and gently right across the top. And I got my measurement. I will check that 3 times again just to make sure that I'm actually getting the correct measurement. So we got 5 3/4. Okay, you can step up there if you would, please. So this is what you should end up with. The outline of the foot, this darkened line showing me the real silhouette of your foot. This inside line that shows me where your foot makes contact with the ground. And 3 sets of marks, 1 over the widest part of the toes, 1 over the ball of the foot, and then 1 just back behind the ball of the foot, about equidistant from the toes to the ball, then to the ball to over your instep here. Mark your measurements right on the paper as you measured them. Remember, to the nearest 1/16 of an inch. That's all there is to it.